can smoking weed make you more creative? Supposedly throughout the ages, the best artists, Bob Marley and the Beatles, and all sorts of different artists, music and painting artists, they've done their best work after consuming cannabis. So I want to know for myself, sometimes people tell me I'm funny, but that's much different than doing stand-up comedy. So we have a stand-up comedian, a cannabis comedian, Ngaio has stopped by to kind of share some wisdom with me and let me in on his secrets for creating the best stand-up. And yeah, part of that does include a little bit of cannabis.
I like smartness and work ethic.
Smartness and work ethic. I work pretty hard.
Yeah, right? And you got nice hips. So we'll see how it goes.
Oh, geez.
Geez. I get that answer a lot.
So, how long have you been doing stand-up comedy?
It'll be 29 years this October.
29 years?
29 years since my first paid professional stand-up comedy gig.
In the beginning, were you nervous?
Sure, till I got on stage. But I'm weird, because people say that all the time. They're like, no, I can't even imagine getting in front of a crowd. And I'm like, I can't imagine not.
Yeah.
Right? I'm kind of looking forward to it.
So one of the classic adages
Yes.
is that cannabis makes you more creative.
Which is probably true.
Probably.
I know a lot of creative stoners. I also know a lot of creative non-stoners, but for a lot of people, yes.
So I guess
it lowers the walls, lessens the inhibitions, removes some of the fear. Although it does give some people some anxiety, but not me. But.
And I also think like maybe it helps different things in your brain connect.
Sure.
A little bit better.
Like mushrooms.
Yeah, differently. Yeah. So yeah, I'm kind of hoping that cannabis plus your help can like make me kind of funny.
I'm glad you used a qualifier, kind of funny, because true funny comes from within. I can't, no one can make you funny. You're generally, I hate to make it so binary, but you're usually either funny or you aren't. You can learn to be funnier.
Okay.
Right? It's like jumping high. You can learn to jump a little higher, but you will be constrained by genetics and whatnot. I mean, everybody, I tell the young comics to try to recreate their funniest place, right? When you watch Dave Chappelle, it's damn near like you're sitting on the couch next to him. He is so relaxed on stage. I pretend I'm standing in the kitchen at a party telling some stories like I just got back to town.
That's good.
Other people pretend they're hanging out with a group of their friends or somebody they haven't seen in a while, right? So it's you have to create. It's, you know, it's you and a microphone, man. You can do whatever you want. You can create whatever you want. You're letting them into your world, right? And that's the thing. And hopefully your world is very funny.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. We'll find out. What sort of jokes do you think you're going to tell?
I don't know. I mean, I kind of like fat jokes. That's kind of obvious.
Like jokes about fat people?
Well,
jokes about being fat?
Namely myself, yeah.
Or
like
PETT,
how I'm fat.
Like jokes that are deaf and full of hip hop goodness.
And like, yeah, definitely. Like fat farm jokes. That's,
apple bottom jokes. Apple bottom jokes. Rim shots with the fur.
So I've been working on this, a little bit of material.
Yeah, all right.
In preparation for
Lay
this.
it on me.
And
my mother-in-law is so fat. How fat is she?
This kind of shtick about microdosing.
Sure, that's the new thing.
So yeah, that's the new thing, and everybody keeps telling me that, you know, just smoke a little bit of weed, consistently throughout the day,
right?
And then you won't be stressed, and you'll feel great. You'll be really happy.
It's like nature's Xanax.
But you won't be too high. You know, you'll still be able to focus, still get your shit done, right? Because I'm an adult. I got shit to do. You seem like an adult yourself as well.
I'm glad you said seem. I seem like.
Well, I don't know. You know,
it's a clever subterfuge.
Yeah, there you go. So I figured I would give this a try. So I woke up in the morning and smoked a joint.
Yeah.
And then I took a shower, had some breakfast, smoked again, had another joint. And then by lunchtime, I realized that like, this is great. I feel great. This microdosing stuff is pretty terrific. You know, just joints in the morning, joints in the afternoon. But that's not microdosing.
No.
No. So yeah, that's kind of where I was going with that joke.
I think the humor in that would be you'd have to come up with a way to get it around the world. Oh, I thought you said macro dosing.
Got it.
Right? So I was trying this new thing where you just stay a little high all day.
Yeah.
And so I got up and I smoked a huge fat joint. And I took a shower, made a couple phone calls, and I smoked another huge fat joint. I don't know.
Or maybe it's like I got it mixed up and I'm supposed to smoke a lot of weed in a very short day.
So you know what? You can do it like this. You can do like, there's this new thing, everybody's into this thing. It's called microdosing, where it's just a little bit of weed all the time. 5 milligrams here, a couple hits here, blah, 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 blah. I'm more into macro dosing. I get up and I smoke a fat joint right away. And then I make a couple phone calls. And then I smoke another fat joint. And I feel great. I never leave the house, but I feel fantastic.
No, that's funny though. That's funny how you like twist it around.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, twist it around. Like
that's the secret of humor, right?
Okay.
Find the twist.
Find the twist.
Comedy is surprise. Remember to bring a good energy to stage, right? Sure, you're getting energy from the crowd, which is as it should be, but you're also giving energy back. Like I said, you're a lens, right? You pump out, it's reflected, boom, 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 and this creates a good time. This creates a nice vibration. And I know that's weird metaphysics for stand-up comedy.
I get it.
But energy is very important. Attitude is very important when you're on the stage. So I think going out with the idea that you like it when they laugh and is a good step. It's a good attitude to have, as opposed to I really need them to laugh at
So
this.
what you're saying is that you must consume cannabis before you hit the stage?
No.
To bring proper vibes?
No, actually, I've been experimenting with not being as high on stage lately because apparently I'm getting older and it's harder to remember in the middle
cannabis,
which jokes to go to
Yeah.
if I'm freshly baked.
I mean, I think.
But I gotta say, the 2 times that I thought I was too high to go on stage, I smashed it both times.
So after Ngaio absolutely ripped apart my material, I knew I had to prove him wrong. So we've come to this little open mic night and I'm gonna do my first ever stand-up set. So everybody tells me that stand-up comedy is so hard and that the first 10, 100 times I do it, I'm gonna suck and nobody's gonna laugh. Well, let's hope so, because that'll be pretty funny for you guys. Wish me luck.
You guys, right now we have a very special treat. We have someone who's about to do comedy for their first time ever. How about that? Very exciting moment. It's probably gonna suck, but it's gonna be a beautiful beginning of something. It's a part of an awesome show called Infused, which you guys should check out.
Yeah.
But I'll leave everything else to your next comedian, which I can call you. Please put your hands together for Brandon Damon.
Well, I wasn't nervous. Thanks, Joey. Dick. It's so underground they don't even turn on the setup light over here. That's how underground. Yeah, so I have a weed show. I like weed a lot. I know, big shocker, fat SF white dude likes weed. Like everybody's thinking like this Seth Rogen looking motherfucker better be funny. No, but I like weed so much. But I'm getting a little older. So it's hard to be really high all the time. I'm gonna be 30 soon, so I'm almost an adult. Yes. And yeah, so I was telling my friend about this. I got shit to do. I wanna be high all day, but I got shit to do. And he said, well, why don't you try microdosing? Try microdosing, bro. Anybody know about this microdosing shit? Anyway, just like a little bit of weed all day, and you feel really good. You still get your shit done, you're a little stressed. I found out that I'm really bad at microdosing. I'm really more like a macro doser. Like I installed a dab rig, a little dab bar in the shower, because you can't waste time, ever. You can't waste time, ever. But when you smoke as much weed as I do, sometimes really strange conversations come up, really weird topics. So I'm with 3 of my friends. We're lit as fuck, we're pretty high. Like so high, like when the phone rings that you check your pulse. That's like, we're that high. And we're in a lift with the driver, which is kind of a weird premise anyway, because 4 dudes in a lift is a little weird. 4 straight dudes is weird. If there were 4 gay dudes, that's like okay, you know, but 4 straight dudes, a little strange. So I don't know exactly how it came up, but one of my friends says, let's play a little game. I got a question for you. If you could fuck any animal, what kind of animal would it be? And I'm like, well, man, let's start with the premise, which is you said if you could fuck any woman. You can't fuck just any woman, by the way. Consent. If you could fuck any animal, and I'm like, no, if you had to fuck any animal, right? I disagree with the premise to start with, but he's ready to go. He's got his answer, and he's like, it's a monkey. Clearly, it's a monkey. They're like 99% us, and some of them have great tits. Like if you look at National Geographic, some of the gorillas, great tits. Great tits. So it's my turn, and I say, you know, gorillas are cool, but I'm thinking about a dolphin. I think I'd probably fuck a dolphin because it just seems like a little cleaner, a little more hygienic, and like they're pre-lubricated, right? They're like in the water, which would save me a whole bunch of money on my Amazon Prime account because I'm always ordering lube. I don't get laid that much. I'm not that cool. Don't worry about it. And so then my friend in the front seat, sitting in the front seat, he says, well, he didn't hear us correctly. So he thought it was what kind of animal would you want to be, not what kind of animal would you want to fuck. And so he says bald eagle. And I'm like, well, I guess if you're going to fuck a bird, like better a bald eagle than a bush eagle, right? Like, you know, bald pussy. Did you guys get that? I thought it was funny. Anyway. So about this time, we all start looking at the driver, the Lyft driver, because we all took our turn, which animals we want to fuck. And it's pretty clear that he's got an answer ready to go. He's been listening, and despite the fact that we think he's horrified, he's got quite a bit to weigh in on. So he blurts out, dog, definitely dog. I would fuck a dog. And he said it in the kind of way that makes you know he's fucked a dog before. But I bite, and I'm like, okay, buddy, why? Why would you fuck a dog? And he said, well, they're man's best friend. They're always there. It's convenient. They're obedient. And I was like, well, to tell you the truth, those are some of the qualities that I really liked about my last girlfriend. And she wasn't Asian, so don't get off on the obedient tip either. That's not. I don't know. That was kind of the end of my set, so I can like keep going or yeah.
Well done.
Thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely. Give it up for Brandon.
Puff Pass Paint is a class that you go to, and it's a really safe, kind of quiet, calm place. And you sit down with, 20 or 30 other people, and then you just start to paint. And you can either paint what Heidi's painting and try to kind of copy what she's doing, good luck, or you can just go out on your own limb and just do whatever you want. And it's this free, kind of nice situation. What you really learn is that it's much less about the actual painting and really just an excuse, really just a reason to connect with people and smoke good weed and just generally have a good time. Heidi, thank you so much for having us here.
Thank you so much for coming.
I'm really excited. Puff Pass Paint.
Yeah.
So it's pretty widely accepted that cannabis increases your creativity. That like you smoke some weed and you can draw, you can make music and all this stuff.
Right.
Is that true?
I think so personally. I think one of the reasons is that it helps you become less inhibited. And so you feel like you can be more creative and you're worrying less about making a perfect piece of art and just kind of enjoying the experience. And hopefully you'll find that in class. I don't know, but when you look around and see everybody else painting and smoking, just kind of having a good time, they're more like they're enjoying creating art instead of worrying about making a perfect painting.
Yeah, I will be worried about it slightly.
You don't have to be.
I don't have to be.
It's okay.
I'm a pretty terrible artist.
That's okay.
I have to say. Will cannabis make me a better artist?
I can't promise it's going to make you an excellent artist, but I think it will help you enjoy the experience a little more.
Got it.
And you can always ask me questions if you have questions.
Well,
too.
thanks for that. I appreciate it. So we're in San Francisco,
Yep.
and you do a couple a month here in San Francisco, as well as a bunch of other locations. Where else are you today?
Yep, we also have, so we started in Denver in 2014 when it became legal there. So we've been doing it there for 3.5 years. We then expanded to Portland and DC. Portland was 2015, DC was last year. And then this year when California and Nevada legalized, we expanded to Las Vegas, San Francisco, Oakland, and LA starting at the end of the month.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how do you do that? Is it a franchise model? How are you in all these places at one time?
We work with different local artists, and so I'm going out to start these things up. I mean, we just started here in January, so I've still been coming out for classes, but we work with local artists, and we're really setting them up to be able to teach and, you know, kind of do it without me there all the time as well, although I do still really love to travel and go to all these different locations.
Very cool, very cool. Who's the kind of person that comes and takes this class?
Anybody who is into cannabis and also willing to make art. So anyone over the age of 21 can come. You just need to have a valid ID.
Okay.
There's really no typical stoner. You know, I mean, people, I think they want to believe in the stoner stereotype, especially if you're anti-cannabis. But, you know, so many different kinds of people use cannabis of all different ages, all different backgrounds. It's families, as long as they're over the age of 21, it's friends, it's bachelor parties, it's bachelorette parties, it's people coming alone, it's people that are older, younger, professional, students. I think it's really cool because it really does bring a lot of different people together. I mean, I've had classes where like a granddaughter who's 26 brought her grandparents and they were in their 80s and the grandma said she hadn't smoked in 40 years and she was like, pass that joint over here, pass that joint over here. And she was laughing with someone next to her who was like in their 20s. And that to me is really cool.
I hope she went slow.
She did go slow.
Got a lot stronger.
She did go slow. The granddaughter actually emailed me the next day and said in the car ride home, the grandma was just giggling in the backseat the entire way home. But she had so much fun, and she was having a connection with somebody who she might normally not have talked to, you know, on the street, or they might not have normally had something in common. So cannabis is a very communal thing, I think.
And is that what drives you? Is that why you do this?
It is, yeah. I mean, my background is in art, so I worked as an artist before I was doing this. I have my degree in art, and I was doing some private teaching, but not a lot of it until I started doing this. And one of my friends in Denver, you know, at the beginning of legalization was like, you know, those wine and painting classes, you should try that with weed. And I kind of laughed about it, and I was like, no one would come to that. Like, I would love it, but nobody would come. And she was like, just give it a shot. And so I scheduled a couple of events, and it just kind of automatically blew up. And I mean, the thing for me is I really love art, and I believe in the healing power of art and cannabis together. And it's such like a therapeutic thing. I mean, even if I come into a class stressed out, not having a good day, don't feel ready for a class, by the time I leave, I'm relaxed, I've been laughing, I've been making art, I've been sharing a joint with somebody, and I think that everyone kind of feels like that. It's a very cathartic thing.
So maybe it doesn't make you more creative, but it just puts you in a better place to be creative.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think it puts you in a place to be willing to be inspired.
So in addition to Puff Pass Paint, you do a lot of other kinds of classes, right?
We do, yeah. We also have Puff Pass and Pottery, which is hand building pottery. You can build ashtrays or bowls or anything else like that. People come up with really creative ideas. We have Lit on Lit, which is an inspired writing class.
Okay.
Let's see, what are some of the other ones? There's Marijuana, which is the cannabis infused yoga.
Okay.
In Vegas, we just started a class called the Puff Pass and Pamper, and I'm really excited about that one because it's teaching people how to make their own like infused facials and skincare.
Oh, I thought it was going to be for babies, like Pampers.
No.
Like what?
Nothing with babies in these
Parenting,
classes.
like cannabis and parenting?
No.
Like, yeah.
Actually, this girl at the coffee shop today saw my shirt and she was like, oh, what about Puff Pass and Panini? And she was super cute. I was laughing about that.
I do love paninis.
Me too.
Awesome.
Me
Well,
too.
thanks again for having us. I'm excited to get started and get high and get creative.
Good.